Oh yeah, the vultures are back. Hey, get out of here! Go! Go! They didn't listen to me. Why are they back? I think when I crank the generator up, they'll be gone. I'm gonna go set the camera up, see if they leave when the generator cranks up. Some of you may remember from the first couple of videos when I first bought the property, these vultures were living here. Maybe they flew north for the winter, summer I guess, and maybe they're back south for the winter here. I don't know. But when I first walked into this barn, when I first bought the property, they were hanging out up in the loft up there and scared the crap out of me because it was dark in there. But I'm gonna crank the generator up and see if that gets them to fly. I don't know if you can see them or not. I'll try to zoom this in the software. Well, it's another midweek and the water is starting to dry up here. And once again, we're scheduled to get rain. We got rain in the forecast again later this week. So I'm sure this is gonna flood back again. You saw the vultures there at the beginning of the video. If you've watched I think it's the first or second video, I showed some pictures of those back in the spring when I first bought the property, and how they were hanging around. Now that was that video of the vultures was a couple of days ago, and I haven't seen them since then. But anyway, I don't really mind them being here, you know. I guess. And then there's an old gray cat that came out here the other day, and it was hanging out on top of this this shelf in here, which I was starting to take down. This was a cabinet for raising baby chicks in. There's a heat lamp inside there, and it had insulation all over it. So I was tearing all that down and trying to get this room cleaned out because it's got a concrete floor, and see if I could, you know, repurpose it. Old refrigerator in there. I don't think I've shown the attic in this barn, so you can see the steps leading up to it there. So we'll run up here real quick. One thing about this gimbal is it's neat because it maintains the horizon line no matter what you're doing, but the only bad thing is you can't tilt it up and down, so you just kind of have to show whatever's straight in front of you. So anyway, there's a few, looks like part of an outboard motor there, I think, I don't know. And then over on this side, there's a part of an old cart of some kind right there with an old wheel on it. So not a lot to see up here, but kind of cool nevertheless. There's a rope hanging, I don't know if you can see that or not, hanging right there. And then there was, there's a chain right here. You can see those old electrical, see that chain. I was going to point out too how bad a shape these trees are in. I don't know if you can see the limbs, all the dead limbs and everything. The limbs are always falling down on this barn or around it, and most of the trees on this property are in poor health, and that is a big concern, you know, especially this cluster of trees right here are tall enough to reach over to the shop, you know, if they were to come down. And I think one of the things that I didn't realize when I bought the property is just how low lying the barn is, and you know, it's probably contributed to a lot of how rotted it is, because you know the back section out here, you'll see, is in a really low area. You can see the bottom corner of the barn there, you know, is sitting in water. Of course, that water wicks up the wood, you know, and this bottom back section is, you know, kind of falling in and over. And the last group of storms that came through, you can see this. Now this tree right here has been dead for a long time. I knew it before. It was just kind of hanging around there, and there's really no weight on, you know, any of it because it's so lightweight. But that limb was had just come down, you know, a couple of days ago. So and I've already cleaned up a ton of limbs. I mean, I got out here and made a huge pile of limbs that I picked up, and rented a you saw from one of the earlier videos, rented a wood chipper to get rid of all that. But anyway, just a little update from the barn. So I had somebody asking about how I was attaching the 2x4, so we'll go take a look at those real quick. There's those liner panels. They got a pallet of the 6-footers that'll go out in the shop area, and the 4-footers are going to go back in the living space area. And this is the amount of those pine boards I bought, just about 6 or 8 pieces there, plus the ones I got back here. So I'm going to take those back. I've decided just to go with an all cedar look. I think you get too many different colors, you know, triple tone here with the cedar and the galvanized metal and then the pine. It's just too much. So anyway, here's a look at the what I'm doing for the top mount. We'll get up there and take a look at it, but I've got some 4.5-inch long 1/4-inch bolts here. This is where you can see them with a lock nut, and I'll just show you how this is working out. I don't know if this is the right way to do it or not, but you can see that bolt there. That bolts through and catches the stud, goes all the way through the stud, and then nut on the back side. So because this beam here is on the same outer surface as the flat panel down there. So anyway, you can get a look at that coming through the back there. So it seems to be pretty sturdy in there. And I drilled a 5/16 hole. You can see the 2 bolts there, bolts all the way down, for the 1/4-inch bolt. So it allows for a little bit of wiggle room. And what I'm gonna do is, when I get all this is just temporarily up there. I gotta take the boards off, get all those squared up, and then bolted up at the top. But when I get all those boards, when I get all this done, I'm gonna pull some strings across at different heights, and then tie it off on each end, and then go and loosen up some of those bolts, especially in this bottom plate right here. Same thing here with 1/4-inch. Well, I'll show you on this one. 1/4-inch bolt there going through. So I'll loosen up all the bolts and then bump the 2x4s around to get it all flushed out with the strings, and that way I'll have a nice flat wall all the way down. All right, just a quick little update video, just kind of showing the vultures out there and just doing a little walk around. All right, guys, thanks.